Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'll be talking about Hard Eyes. This is the latest slasher, or I guess I should say like holiday themed slasher movie dropping in theaters this weekend. The big one the last year was of course Thanksgiving, but now we've got Valentine's Day coming up, and so let's dive into this. So this movie is, I believe it's behind the same team that's worked on the Scream movies. This stars Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding, and this movie follows essentially these two people that kind of bump into each other, end up working together, kind of start falling for each other, but then ended up being chased by a killer. Now, the opening sequence I actually had a lot of fun with. I thought and this whole movie is really just nods to all of the classic 80s, 90s, even some 2000s slasher movies. I mean, the opening sequence, of course, feels like a big nod to like Scream. And then as you get into this movie, you will find numerous nods to classic romantic rom-com movies. And this movie, it's not just a horror slasher movie. This is a romantic movie as well, because we are following two people as they have kind of that weird chance encounter, then end up realizing that they're going to be working together, need to spend time together because they're trying to fix a company problem. But while they're kind of going through all these things and building that relationship, there is a serial killer chasing them. Now, going into the romantic aspect of this movie, it wasn't my favorite. You spend quite a lot of dialogue time between these two characters. There is quite a bit of time between the moments that you get with the killer, really from the opening sequence going into the third act. So much of that second act is just kind of weird dialogue between these two people, and it's dialogue that's not the greatest. It doesn't really work, and it kind of drags this movie down. Very cheesy in some pieces of it, which you would expect from a rom-com-esque type style, but I thought a lot of this was a bit over the top. And yes, this is a campy slasher movie, and there's pieces of it that work, but then there's these pieces, especially the dialogue that you get between a lot of these characters, that just didn't quite work for me. Now, if you go into the horror element of it, for our killer Hard Eyes, I thought the design and the outfit was pretty cool. I think it really works with this. The weapons that the killer uses, I thought was very clever. A lot of, emphasis on hearts. And this killer is going after essentially those that are romantically involved, those that are a couple or getting married or, kind of basically together. That's their thing, and that's what they're going after. Now, once you get into this, it is pretty predictable. There's a lot of this. There's two things in particular that I could see coming from a mile away. I did think the story was going to go in one direction, and it didn't, which I was a little surprised by, but I mean, surprised in more of a negative way, because my prediction probably would have made more sense for this to kind of be more interesting in the end. Once you kind of get the big reveal, like I said, there's certain things that I saw like coming pretty early on, but there are some other things I didn't quite pick up on, and I thought it was interesting to say the least, but didn't quite work for me in the story. But all in all, I think there's some fun to be had in this. I think if you are fans of like the old rom-coms, if you're fans of these campy horror slasher movies, there is quite a bit to enjoy in this. I probably like this a lot more than others, but is this a great movie? No, but I think it is fun enough to be rewatchable. I think if we keep going down this path where we're getting these holiday themed slasher movies, like this would make for a fun like bucket of movies to watch together, going from like Valentine's Day to Thanksgiving to Christmas, etc., etc. So I think, I could only see us getting a 4th of July slasher movie next or something like that. But all in all, Hard Eyes, while not the strongest movie, there's still a lot of fun to have. There's some cool kill moments. I think the costume, weapons, all of that is pretty creative. The characters do have some good chemistry, but the dialogue is definitely what drags us down with some very odd pacing and odd story choices. So if you saw Hard Eyes, what did you think? Let me know in the comments below. Did you like this one, or maybe did you like Thanksgiving over this one? Is there any other holiday themed horror movies that you like? Let me know in the comments. Please be sure to subscribe and like. That helps this channel a lot. I've been loving to see the growth and a lot of the engagement I'm getting in the comments, so thank you so much for those supporting this channel. I'll be back again soon. Next up, I'll be talking about Love Hurts, so be sure to subscribe so you'll be notified when that video drops. Thanks everyone. See you soon.